thanks so much for stopping by. I am so glad that you could make it. Welcome to Cabin Fever Crochet on the lake today. If you're coming here for the first time, I'm Helene. So nice to see everyone. Well, today I brought Lucy some yarn to give you a little review on a finished project with the yarn. I believe this is all from the same cake. And then a hat that I made that was an order for the farmer's market. And still working on my next tutorial. I'm getting really close. It's just a matter of that block of time to write up the pattern, but I actually rewrote it on paper, worked out another piece of it even better. I like it even more. So to me, it's worth the wait, and I hope it will be for you also. But in the meantime, I've missed you, so I thought I would just pop in for a few and say hey and show you what I've been up to. Have you missed me yet? Yeah, I thought you might enjoy spending a few with me here at the lake. Another absolutely gorgeous afternoon. It's really starting to feel like summer, and to my surprise, hardly anyone is here. So I have the market tomorrow, and before I take this, I really wanted to show it to you. Have you ever worked with the Hobby Lobby Rainbow Rhapsody yarn? And this is the color Wild and Free. I almost said Wild Child. Not that it's for my namesake or anything, but yeah, it's a surprise. Like a lot of these gradient yarns, as you get inside, they're just more of a transition from one color to the next and it's a ton of yardage. 7 ounces, 918 yards. It's 60% cotton, 40 acrylic, and it's considered a number 1 fine. Recommends 2.75 millimeter US size 2 knitting needles, and for a crochet hook, a US size D3, 3.25 millimeter. I went up to a 4 millimeter, a G hook, and I think next time I'm going to go up even a little bit larger, maybe that half size, the G plus 4.5, or even an H5 millimeter, depending of course on the stitch and the type of project. But this is one that I do plan on having a tutorial for. It is not my pattern. It is a Free Lion brand pattern, but I've changed it up a little bit and worked out the border in 3 different ways. So I worked this up to mostly be a Shawlette for maybe a size large to 1X, and then for a small person, extra small up to medium or small or large, this could even be probably a full size shawl. And I love how in the breeze here and the light can really see how drapey this is. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it just pulls down into a little bit of nothing, which would be great, just packable. So this could be just a sweet little shawlette around the shoulders, and it is the V and back, but I'll get into more of that when I actually get to this tutorial, and I have other things kind of lined up in the works. But I bought this yarn along with another colorway at least a year or so ago. And I don't typically, it's not that I don't, but I just haven't worked with really super fine yarns too much on their own unless I'm mixing them, combining 2 yarns together. But I love the natural fibers, 60-40 cotton acrylic, and I have seen other similar yarns online that are much, much more expensive. So I decided to give it a try, and I worked with it on its own, and I absolutely love it. And going up, the hook size really helped because it's hard. It's harder for me now with real fine yarn and how fiddly it is, and easy to slide off the hook, and it's just a little bit harder to see, harder on the hands. But going up was great, and what I love besides the gradation of colors, and this is where I stopped, and by the way, on this size I used exactly half. I didn't even intend it that way. I just kept going until I got to the end of the yellowish that turns into a bit of green, and then the green and the blue, the first section of that I used. This is what I have left of that, and then it goes then into the blue, and then the blue and the raspberry color, and so on. So I thought that was enough, and then I weighed it, and it was literally exactly half, 3.5 ounces out of the 7, and I don't know the meters, but yeah, 839 meters total. So I thought that was great. So I could either make 2 Shawlettes out of one, or one full-size extra large to 1X, maybe even 2X shawl, which is great. I am tempted to keep this because I absolutely love it, but this is going to go to the market tomorrow, and Hobby Lobby still carries it, so I'm going to have to pick up another one. And then I thought it might be fun that if I go with another one just like this and use half of it, then I could combine the second half of each and either put 2 strands together for something, or make one large one, and then stop with one and end here, and then begin with the other cake and finish it just like that. So I thought that might be kind of fun. But this is very soft, it's smooth, it has a bit of that cottony texture, but not overly so. Overall, it's very, very soft. And say for those of you who do like thread yarn, or those that know me know that I like the Red Heart It's a Wrap Rainbow or equivalent. It's 4 individual strands of thread weight yarn. I do enjoy that, but it slows me down quite a bit. I have to go a lot slower, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when I'm making things for the market, I do have to factor in my time, so I take all of that into consideration when I'm making something to resell. But the deal is with that, you have to be extra careful with that type of yarn to not drop a loop. And even being careful, it's easy to drop one. It is fixable. So comparing the two, like for those of you who like that yarn but can get frustrated sometimes because of those reasons I just mentioned, or you don't work with that yarn, you might like the look of it, or you like the number 1 or the fines or the thread type yarn. I think this is a fantastic alternative, and because of how the colors are marled together and the cotton, and then the way that one yarn is twisted around the other, that gives it that different coloration effect. It gives texture too. And at the beginning of the year, I said, I think this year I'm going to be all about texture. There, I'll give you a good close-up. It gives texture and interest, and I love it. And next time I go down into the city and get this Hobby Lobby, this is definitely going to be on my hit list the week that they have their 30% off. That'll be really nice. So I just wanted to give you my take on it and show you a finished project. I know they've had it for a little while, but maybe, you've been like I have, and either bought it, haven't used it, or keep looking at it, setting it back on the shelf, look at it, set it back, put it in your basket, take it back. And do you do that? I do sometimes. Anyway, so here's the hat. I need to rework it just a little bit, but I just wanted to show you she wanted red and purple combined. And this is with the flower, and this is what I came up with. And she did not want the ponytail port. All right, so this is the Lion brand 24/7, and this is in the red, and it's not a real, like a true red, like a fire engine red to me. It's more of an orangey red, but it's still pretty and vibrant, and this is just a straight up purple. And so I did the single strand for the cap portion, again in the purple for the band, and I combined the 2 for the brim, and then I just piped around with my usual slip stitch all the way around in the red again. And then the flower, this is the Lion brand ice cream cotton blend. So it has, I don't know what the content, 45, 55 cotton, somewhere in there. And it's a pretty self-striping and a gradient type of yarn, and then you've got the cotton thread, I believe, that's wrapped around. And I did have to cut and paste, so to speak, not paste, but I cut where I wanted it for the center, and then I cut a piece out so I would have the tones of purple that blended with the hat the best. But that yarn is so fun to work with, and it makes some of the most wonderful little flowers and add-on motifs. Anyway, I'm gonna sit back, relax, have a little quiet time, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day or evening. Lucy, where are you going, sweetie? She's ready to go for a walk. It's like, okay, Mom, you either come with me or I'm going myself. She won't. She won't go far. Okay, so yeah, take care, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye for now, everyone, and thanks again so much for hanging out with me.